I put the best NBA player on each team onto their hometown NBA team to see who can win the championship in one season. The concept is simple. I'm going to choose every team's best player and assign them to their hometown team. If a player was not born in a city with an NBA team but was born extremely close to that city, I will assign them to the city with the NBA team. And if the best player on the roster wasn't born close to an NBA team at all, I'm not going to assign them to any NBA team. I'm going to keep them on their current team. I've just explained this to the best of my abilities. Now let's look at these new rosters. So we sent the best player from the Washington Wizards, which is Jordan Poole, to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Philadelphia 76ers roster stays the same. The Chicago Bulls are going to add on Anthony Davis. The Cavs are stacked because they just added on Steph Curry and LeBron James. The Celtics roster is going to stay the same. The Clippers roster isn't going to change either because James Harden is from LA. Nobody new has been added on to the Grizzlies. Ant-Man is going to pair up with Trae Young in Atlanta. The Miami Heat are going to lose Bam Adebayo, but they do not get anybody else. The Charlotte Hornets are getting Zion Williamson. John Collins was already born close to Salt Lake City, Utah. The Kings roster is going to stay the same. Currently, the Knicks are the best team because they have just added on Donovan Mitchell and Jaren Jackson Jr. along with Bam Adebayo. I went with the Lakers for LaMelo since he's from Chino Hills and that is closer to the Crypto.com arena than it is to the Intuit Dome. The Orlando Magic are going to stay the same. The Dallas Mavericks are adding on Cade Cunningham. Your boy Cam Thomas was born in Japan, so good to know. We already know our boy Jokic is from Serbia. I could have sent Tyrese Halliburton to the Milwaukee Bucks, but he was born closer to Green Bay than he was to Milwaukee. He wasn't really born close to Milwaukee. Nobody knew was getting added on to the Pelicans. The Pistons are going to lose Cade Cunningham, but they aren't going to gain anybody else. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to Toronto. Amen Thompson is going absolutely nowhere because he's not the best player, even though he would have went to Golden State if he was, and Alperen Sengun is like from Turkey. Wemby is from France, so he's going nowhere. D-Book is going to be left with a trash team because KD's gone. The Oklahoma City Thunder are adding on nobody. The Timberwolves are adding on nobody. Portland also is adding on nobody. A 35-year-old Jimmy Butler is going to have to carry the Warriors. KD is going to Washington, D.C., and it would be realistic if they were to beat him in the playoffs. And now that every team's best player is on their hometown team, let's see how this is going to simulate. And by the way, I've turned off all trade recommendations. I've also turned off all injuries to make it more fair. And now we're just doing a checkup at the All-Star break. And as you can see, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the first seed, followed by the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. Here's what the bottom teams look like, and the Wizards are last in the East, of course, even with Kevin Durant. Now in the West, the Mavs are the first seed, followed by the Nuggets and the Spurs. And here are the bottom teams in the West, and of course the Jazz are last seed, and I think they are in real life too. And Jokic wins MVP, Jared McCain wins Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year, we have LaMelo Ball, who should have been the starting shooting guard for the Lakers, but he did come off the bench, averaging 23 points per game. Giannis also wins Defensive Player of the Year, and Cade Cunningham has the most improved player, having 28.3 points per game. He went up around 5.6 points per game from the previous seasons. That's good for him. He also won Clutch Player of the Year too. Jason Kidd is the Coach of the Year, and Glenn Cheatham is the Executive of the Year. Now looking at the All-NBA first team, you got Jokic, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Cade Cunningham, and Trae Young. For the All-NBA second team, we have Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Halliburton. On the third team, we have 99 overall Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, James Harden, Julius Randle, LaMelo Ball, and Zion Williamson. For the all-defensive first team, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Walker Kessler, Anthony Davis, Evan Mobley, and Chet Holmgren. On the second team, we have Joel Embiid, Ausar Thompson, Nicholas Claxton, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Nikola Jokic, which is kind of surprising. For the all-rookie first team, we have Jared McCain, Khalil Ware, Stephon Castle, A.J. Mitchell, and Zach Edey. And here's what the second team looks like. And before we start these playoffs, let's look at the seedings. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers at number 1 with 64-18, and the 64-18 Knicks are also number 2. We have the number 3 seed Atlanta Hawks. They're 53-29. Another team is 53-29, which is the Raptors, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the Indiana Pacers are also 53-29. The Bulls are coming in at the 6th seed, Celtics at 7, you got the 76ers at 8, the Nets at 9, the Magic at 10, and here are the rest of the seeds. The West also has some powerhouses. We have the Dallas Mavericks in at 63-19 with the 1 seed, followed by the Denver Nuggets, which are 61-21. They are the 2nd seed, and we have the Spurs, who are the 3rd seed, and they're around 56-26. And here are the rest of them. You got the Grizzlies at 9, the City Thunder at 10, the Rockets at 11, the New Orleans Pelicans at 12, and here are the rest of the seeds. These are just the bottom feeders because they're trash, to be honest. Here's what the play-in picture looks like, and the playoff picture is almost set once the play-in tournament is done with. The Kings are going to defeat the LA Clippers and are going to move to the 7th seed. Meanwhile, the Clippers have to win the next game. The Thunder beat the 9th seed Grizzlies and are moving on to the next round of the play-in. The Clippers defeat the OKC Thunder and are moving on to the playoffs. Meanwhile, in the East, we have the Orlando Magic defeating the Brooklyn Nets, making them being eliminated, and we have the Celtics defeating the 76ers. So the Celtics are going to move on to the playoffs, and the Sixers have to win, and the Orlando Magic have to win. Whoever wins this game are going to play the 1st-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. And the Magic beat the 76ers and are moving on to the playoffs. So in the first round, Cleveland beats Orlando in 6, Toronto beats Indiana in 7, Chicago beats Atlanta in 6, New York beats Boston in a sweep, and then over in the West, we have a gentleman's sweep for the Clippers. The Golden State Warriors beat Minnesota, and here goes the rest of the playoffs. So now we're looking at the semifinals. We're just going to simulate through here for the West and the East. So as you can see, the Clippers sweep the Warriors. They are the 8th seed, by the way, and the Clippers are going to go to the Western Conference Finals, and then the Spurs are going to gentlemen sweep the Kings. And in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to sweep the 4th-seeded Toronto Raptors, and the New York Knicks are also going to sweep the Chicago Bulls. The Clippers are going to take Game 1, and the New York Knicks are going to take Game 1 also. San Antonio is going to tie the series 1-1, while New York Knicks are going to go up 2-0. Now for Game 3, the Clippers are going to go up 2-1, and the Knicks are going to go up 2-1. Both teams in the West and East are both up 3-1 against their opponents. And as you can see, both teams that were up 3-1 are going to go to the finals. And the New York Knicks, which are the powerhouse in this situation, are going to defeat LeBron James and Steph Curry. And the New York Knicks are going to go up 1-0 in the series. The Knicks are going to beat the Clippers back-to-back games, and they're going to take a 2-0 lead in the series. The Knicks are now 1 game away from defeating the Clippers, which were the 8th seed, so it's kind of surprising that they even made it to the finals without any changes. But they are going to defeat them in 1 game. And I was hoping that the Clippers could make an impressive comeback, but they are defeated and are swept by the New York Knicks. So I guess this video just proves that New York produces the best hoopers, as they have just won the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson wins Finals MVP. But that wraps up the video. If you haven't yet subscribed, like, comment, do whatever you need to do to this video to help me out. That would be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, I'm done with the video, and I'll see you in the next. Peace out.